Students of class 12, today we will go through the chapter Balance of Payment. Balance of payment is within macroeconomic theory. Here we have given the structure of balance of payment of an economy. First you have to know what is it actually. What is meant by balance of payment? Balance of payment is actually a systematic record of all transactions of a country with the rest of the world. So that means we are talking here about international transactions. I repeat, balance of payment refers to the systematic record of all transactions of a country with the rest of the world. So when we are to make this systematic record, systematic means all items are here divided into different heads and subheadings according to their nature and characteristics. There is credit side of the items, there is debit sides of the items, and also the items may be visible items, may be invisible items, may be capital transfers. So balance of payment is also comprehensive in nature. Comprehensive means it is comprising visible items, invisible items, and also capital transfers. Different types, different categories items are included here. So it is comprehensive in nature. So we have mentioned three characteristics. Number one, it is a systematic record. Balance of payment is always a systematic record. Number two, it is prepared for a fixed period, in general for 1 year. Number three, it is comprehensive in nature. It is comprising items of different heads. Number four, it follows double entry system of commerce, accountancy. Double entry system means there is some items are included in credit sides because they are signifying receipts for the economy, income generation for the economy in credit side, and some items are in the debit sides of this record. Debit sides means this signifying the expenditure of the economy, outflow of money from the economy. These are number four characteristics. And number five, always keep in mind, according to the rules of double entry system, balance of payment is always balanced. That means credit side of the balance of payment account must be equal to debit side of the balance of payment account. This is idea about balance of payment. Now let us see what are the items included here. Number one, visible exports in credit side, and in debit side, visible imports. Visible means items which are made of some material goods. We can see them, we can touch them, they occupy a place, we can transfer them from one place to another. These visible items may be exported, which cause income generation. We include in the credit side. These visible items may be imported, which cause expenditure for the economy. Imports of visible items means outflow of money, and mentioned in the debit side. So number one item is visible exports and visible imports. This record, the item number one in both sides, this record of the balance of visible exports and visible imports in one accounting year is called balance of trade. So always keep in mind, balance of trade is considering only visible items, visible exports and visible imports. So many invisible goods, invisible items, invisible exports and imports are also there. But invisible exports and imports are not a part of balance of trade. Balance of trade refers to the balance of visible exports and visible imports in one accounting year. Item number 1. Next, we are considering invisible items. Item number 2, it also includes invisible exports and invisible imports. Invisible means these are not material goods. We cannot see them. We just realize, we just feel the utility and we pay for it. Different types of services are invisible in nature. We may purchase banking service from outside, insurance service, consultancy service, services of savings. All these may be sold to the outer world. These services may be purchased from outer world. So services are within the invisible items of trade. Not only services. Invisible items is a broader concept. Invisible items include services. It also includes investment income, interest income. If we are investing outside in foreign countries, in return we may get dividends, profits. These are not visible items. So these are included in balance of payment account as invisible items. Investment income, interest income, etc. Also, income may generate or there may be expenditure of the economy for travels and tourism. Travelers, foreign travelers coming here, spending money. They are not spending money against material goods. They are enjoying, they are feeling good through traveling and tourism. So these earning, if any, from the travel and tourism of the foreigners coming to our country will be included as invisible items. And if we are spending outside, traveling foreign countries, that will be also included in debit side of invisible items. So second item, which is invisible item, invisible export and import includes services, includes investment income, interest income, and also income or expenditure through travel and tourism. Invisible items. But invisible items are not within the balance of trade. Balance of trade considers only visible items. Item number 1. Third, unilateral receipts, unilateral payments. So balance of payment also considers some such incomes which are unilateral in nature. There is no give and take procedure here. Your friends and relatives may supply funds here. It is just a transfer, unilateral transfer. Against that you need not pay. Similarly, if in foreign sector you are sending money to or gift to your friends and relatives, that is unilateral payments. These 3 items, visible items, invisible items, and unilateral payments or incomes, builds the current account of balance of payment. So up to these 3 items mentioned here are within the current account of balance of payment. That means there is a capital account also in balance of payment. This is why we say it is a systematic record. Current account means it is considering those items which are recurring in nature, repeatedly incurred every year, current account income. And these income on expenditure not at all related with asset liability condition of the economy. So in several types of transactions as recorded in balance of payment, some are within current account, some are also within capital account. In fourth item, we are considering the capital account of balance of payment. There is capital receipts, there is capital expenditure. What is capital receipt? We know it all well that capital receipt means that may cause decline in asset or increase in liability. If you are borrowing from foreign sector, that will increase your liability and will be included in capital account. If you are selling your shares to the outer world, if our company shares purchased by the foreigners, then because of these receipts, by this sale of shares, your assets are declining, number of shares are declining. So these incomes or expenditure affects asset liability condition and included in capital account. So capital account includes borrowing from abroad or giving loan to abroad, investment in foreign sector or investment by the foreigners in our country. It also includes transfer of banking capital. Our banks may offer loan to the foreign sector, foreign banks may offer loan to our country. It also includes official currency reserve account. Whenever there is excess, surplus in our balance of payment account, surplus income, that extra income will be transferred to the official currency reserve. Official currency reserve refers to the reserve of foreign currency, golds, etc. So if there is some surplus, we will transfer it to that reserve, and that will be included in debit side. So when credit side was more, now we are giving same amount as debit side of balance of payment account, and the balance of payment is balanced. If there is deficit, we are observing in time of calculation there is deficit, our expenditure is more, then from that official currency reserve we will withdraw, and that will be included in credit side. In this way, through some items of capital account, like borrowings, like withdrawal or transferring to official currency reserves, we maintain an equilibrium in balance of payment account. And this is why we say balance of account is always balanced. These items which helps to bring equilibrium called accommodating items of balance of payment. Other items which are recurring in nature and guided by some profit motive are autonomous items of balance of payment. So it's a broader concept. Balance of payment account is a broader concept, includes current account. Current account means items which are guided by profit motive. That includes visible items, invisible items, and unilateral items. It also having a capital account, income, expenditure related to asset liability condition of the economy. And in time of calculation, if we observe any disbalance, the credit side and balance and debit side is not equal, then some items in capital account called accommodated items are used to maintain the balance, and at last balance of payment account is balanced. Now, after this discussion, only one thing we are to mention, we must clear before we conclude today's discussion. That is the difference between balance of trade and balance of payment. We have talked about balance of trade. It is the balance of visible exports of goods and visible imports of goods. So, balance of trade only considers visible exports and visible imports. But balance of payment is comprehensive, broader concept, including visible items, invisible items, unilateral payments and incomes, capital transfers, etc. It's a broader concept. Balance of trade may be favorable if export is more, may be unfavorable if import is more, may be balanced if import is equal to export. Balance of trade may be favorable, may be unfavorable, may be surplus, may be deficit, or may be balanced. But balance of payment is always balanced. This is very important difference between these two. Balance of trade never considers capital transfers, but balance of payment along with all items also considers capital transfers. This is the basic difference between balance of trade and balance of payment. This much today. We will continue. Thank you.